We have also someone with us today who is actually being a part of a webinar or a discussion on Kashmir for the very first time. I'm referring to Saghir Saab. Saghir Saab is a Kashmiri leader and a Kashmiri activist, and he recently invited me to an event which he organized to highlight Kashmir issue and the Kashmir cause. And just when we talk about his family members, there were hundreds of his family members who were actually there. So a very unique event, a very important event. And I met with a lot of young people, a lot of youth, and it was organized in a very creative manner. I want to thank you, Saghir Saab, for that. And thank you also for joining us, and want to hear your thoughts on the Kashmir Solidarity Day today. If you could unmute yourself.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Senator Mushaida Sain Saab, thank you very much. Assemblyman and Sardar Sawar Khan Saab, and my sister Rima. First time I'm seeing you. And Madam Consul General, thank you for inviting me and giving me opportunity to raise my voice for Kashmir. And you are a true ambassador of Kashmir, and I salute you. And you're doing a great work. And this is the first time I'm in this country for the last 30 years. And this is the first time I'm seeing the Consul General of New York is active in Kashmiri community. My community and my family salute you, all the steps you're taking for Kashmiri. Just wrote down something, and I'd like to go through it. Today, we're here to express our solidarity, moral support to the people of Indian-occupied Kashmir and their struggle for their right. Kashmiri solidarity is observed by the people in Pakistan and Kashmir who have been fighting for their freedom for more than 7 decades. This day is also to celebrate in honor of Kashmiri who have lost their life, fight for the freedom. The Jammu and Kashmir dispute is unfinished agenda. The Kashmir issue remains as one of the oldest disputes. 4 generations of Kashmiri have suffered countless brutality at the hand of occupying force. 100,000 Kashmiri have lost their life in the last 30 years. I always mention, whenever I go in my speech, I give this number, and I will come back to this and explain you why I'm keep mentioning this number. 100,000 Kashmiri have lost their life in the last 30 years. More than 15,000 women gang rape. Civilian arrests, more than 175,000. It's heartbreaking to read this number. Is a pain in my heart because I'm a Kashmiri, I'm living very close to the border, and I feel the pain. Structure destroyed, 125,000. More than 110,000 children lost their parent. Lasting peace cannot be maintained in the region as Kashmiri dispute is a problem of humanity, human right, and freedom. Is a moral obligation of international community to intervene in Kashmir. I demand United Nations and international community to take immediate action to resolve Kashmir dispute by giving Kashmiri people their right and freedom. In the end, it's better to die fighting for freedom than live the life of slave. The number that I was referring to, that people lost their life, the structure destroyed, a civilian arrest, pellet gun victim. There's more than 13,000 pellet gun victim in Kashmir. I have several speech in last 2-3 months, and I'm keep giving this number. The reason is we have to work with this number. When we go out, go meet our neighbor, senator, assemblyman, we have to give this number. You know what? This is the problem in Kashmir. I also like to mention, we have 2 theories. I'm sorry if I offend anybody. I respect every single one opinion, and this is my personal opinion. I think the two theory that we have, independence Kashmir and Kashmir with Pakistan. When we go meet senator or anybody, when we say we want independence Kashmir, nobody going to help us. The reason India has interest, America has interest in India. So once we talk about numbers, human right violation, I think everyone will listen to us. Back in March 2021, I had a meeting with Senator Cory Booker about Kashmir. So when we were sitting and discussing about Kashmir, and he was just silenced for 2 minutes. And he said, listen, I cannot help you. I had one Kashmiri group, they want independence Kashmir. I had one Kashmiri group that he met, they want to be a part of Pakistan. And you are the third group that who wants human right, while you want to highlight the human right violation. He said, you need to sit down and decide what you want. I think Kashmiri know what they want. Let's not discuss independence Kashmir or Kashmir banega Pakistan. Let's help those people first in Kashmir. I think this is very important to get them relief. I recently had a meeting with the New York City mayor, former mayor Bill de Blasio, back in September. So when we were discussing about Kashmir, and that was his suggestion, he said, Mr. Khan, nobody going to help you independence Kashmir. We have interest in India, and I've been fair, honest, and fair with you. Only way that American politician will help us when we raise human right violation in Kashmir. So I think from now on, we should work on human right violation. I just recently met Senator Prasad from Queens. I'm sorry, City Council members Prasad. Same issue again. When we were discussing, she said, we're not going to help you on any other issue beside human rights violation that are happening. So I have a meeting coming up with a couple of City Council and Senator Cory Booker, and I will invite the panel over there so we could raise our issue on human rights violation. This was my personal opinion. If anybody is offended, I apologize. In the end, I want to thank every single one of you, Madam Consul General. You are the greatest and the best that we have in New York. Thank you again. Thank you, the panel, and have a great day. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Thank you so much. I think everybody is entitled to their own personal opinions, but what you have highlighted is a very, very important thing. It's as I said also earlier in my introductory remarks, Kashmir is not an issue about land. It's not a dispute about territory. It's about human beings. And what's being done to the Kashmiris in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir has been independently verified by international human rights organizations, civil rights organizations. It is not my version against someone else's version. It is an internationally established fact. The facts are there for everyone to see. As I was saying earlier, due to social media, due to so many other interventions of that kind that we have now, it is no longer possible to hide facts or to continue to commit these brutalities and atrocities and try and present a civilized democratic face to the rest of the world. The two cannot coexist. So thank you so much for your thoughts, for your outreach to the local elected officials, state level, federal level. Thank you so much. Wish you all the best, and I look forward to staying in touch with you. And in the end, as I promised everyone, we will request our very revered, our veteran Kashmiri leader, who needs no introduction from me. Everyone in the Pakistani and Kashmiri community are well aware of his contributions, of his stature, of his long struggle for the rights of the Kashmiri people, and everything that has been done here in the state of New York for the last several decades with Sardar Sawar Khan in taking the leadership position, guiding the youth. And every time I have a conversation with him, I come back having learned something new. I think that I've followed this as a Pakistani diplomat for a long time, but every time I have a conversation with Sardar Saab, there's something new and more useful, that's added to my understanding and comprehension of the Kashmir dispute. Thank you so much for your time. And if you could kindly, talk about the different dimensions of the issue that have been raised today and to conclude today's webinar. Over to you, Sardar sir.
I appreciate Consul General of Pakistan, New York, to hold this seminar today. And the participant of the seminar was very advocate for the cause of Kashmir. And Senator Mushahid Hussain is the encyclopedia on Kashmir from Pakistani side. And he interprets all situation of the Kashmir, and today, Solidarity Day with the Kashmiris from the Pakistani side. We discuss everything, but I want to take your attention towards the issue of the Kashmir. The Secretary General of the United Nations always said that if Pakistan and India both request us to mediate on Kashmir, we can take this issue again. My opinion is that Pakistan and India both was agreed, and it was India to bring this case to the United Nations for the settlement, and India make Pakistan party. So they discussed this issue, and they finalized on 5th of January many proposals to settle this issue. So I think that this is the basic responsibility of the United Nations to solve this issue according to their own past resolutions. So I mean to say that this Solidarity Day observed by the Pakistan with the Kashmiri peoples, on behalf of Kashmiri people, I'm thankful to the whole Pakistani nation, Pakistani country, Pakistani diplomats, and everybody who trying to get the right of self-determination for the people of Kashmir. But we are Kashmiri American, we are Pakistani American. I want to draw your attention that without the support of the America, we were not able to get the resolution from the Security Council. It was the America, it was the Britain, France, and other countries who support over this mission, and we got the resolution from the United Nations. A great leader of the Joseph Corbett from America, he wrote on an article on the Kashmir issue, and it's a dimension, and he suggests many ways. You know that United Nations send Dixon, Graham, and they write it down the many proposals to settle this issue. So it's India who always try to betray the Kashmiri people. They make promise that we will settle, we will give you right of self-determination to settle your right. But it never happened. And you know that it was Nehru who promised with the Pakistani Prime Minister, who promised with the everybody that the Kashmiri people will get right of self-determination, but it will never happen. So my suggestion is that we, the Kashmiri American, and with the Pakistan American, we should contact with our local councilman, local member of the assembly, congressmen and senators to pursue them to settle this issue. मैं यहाँ ये कहना चाहता हूँ اپنی زبان میں کہ ہم جو کشمیری ہیں اس وقت جو پرابلم میں پھنسے ہوئے ہیں. پہلے امریکہ رشیا کے ساتھ جو ہے وہ اس کا کانفلکٹ تھا اور انڈیا جو ہے وہ رشیا کے ساتھ ملا ہوا تھا اور رشیا کے ساتھ مل کر وہ ہمارے اس ایشو کو آگے پیچھے کر رہا تھا جس کی وجہ سے ہم کسی نتیجے پر نہیں پہنچ سکے. اور اب امریکہ جو ہے وہ ہندوستان کے ساتھ کیونکہ اس کے چائنا کے ساتھ جو ہے وہ ٹینشن ہے اور چائنا کے ساتھ اس کا بات ہے تو وہ انڈیا کے ذریعے چائنا کو کنٹین کرنا چاہتا ہے. لہٰذا اب وہ انڈیا کے ساتھ مل کر اس ایشو کو کسی سائٹ پر نہیں لے جانا چاہتا. آپ کو یہ ذہن میں رکھنا چاہیے کہ ہم پاکستانی کشمیری جو ہیں وہ امریکہ کا دوست تھے. امریکہ نے ہمارے کندھے پر کھڑا ہو کر رشیا کو افغانستان میں شکست دی اور پھر خود افغانستان کے اندر گھس گیا اور اس کے 20-22 سال وہاں پر اناڑی رہنے کے بعد امریکہ جو ہے وہاں سے واپس آیا ہے اور اب اس مسئلے میں ہمارے اس مسئلے میں زیادہ دلچسپی نہیں لیتا. تو لہٰذا میں پاکستان مشاہد حسین صاحب کو اور کونسل جنرل صاحب سے یہ ریکویسٹ کرنا چاہتا ہوں کہ ہمیں چونکہ کشمیر کے اس وقت انڈیا اور پاکستان ہی پارٹی نہیں ہے بلکہ چائنا بھی اس کی پارٹی ہے. جو 5 اگست 2019 کو جو ہندوستان نے وہاں مقبوضہ کشمیر کے اندر 370 اور 35 کو ختم کرنے کی کوشش کی ہے, اس کے بعد پاکستان اور چائنا نے مل کر سیکیورٹی کونسل کے اندر اس مسئلے کو ریز کیا اور اس میں ہمیں کچھ سٹیپ فارورڈ ہوئے ہیں. لیکن میری تجویز یہ ہے کہ اگر پاکستان چائنا کے ساتھ مل کر دوبارہ اس مسئلے کے اندر سیکیورٹی کونسل کے اندر اس مسئلے کو لے جائے اور 5 اگست 2019 کے جو سٹیپ ہے انڈیا کا اس کو جو ہے اس کو کنڈم کرنے کی کوشش کرے تو میں سمجھتا ہوں کہ ہمیں جو ہے وہ کامیابی مل سکتی ہے. انڈیا نے اس طرح کی کوشش جو ہے اس سے پہلے بھی کی ہے. 1957 میں 24 جنوری 1957 میں سیکیورٹی کونسل کے ریزولوشن 122 کے تحت سری نگر اسمبلی نے ریزولوشن پاس کی کہ ہم ہندوستان کے ساتھ ہلاک کرنا چاہتے ہیں. تو سیکیورٹی کونسل نے اس کو اوور رائٹ کر دی. اس کو کہا کہ یہ بات درست نہیں ہے, کشمیر کا فیصلہ اسی وقت ہوگا جب کشمیری عوام جو ہیں اپنے ووٹ کے ذریعے اقوام متحدہ کے ریزولوشن کے تحت اقوام متحدہ کے پلبسٹ ایڈمنسٹریٹر کی سربراہی میں جب اپنے ووٹ کے ذریعے فیصلہ کریں گے وہ ہندوستان کے ساتھ جانا چاہتے ہیں یا پاکستان کے ساتھ جانا چاہتے ہیں تو تب اس کو فائنل مسئلہ جو ہے وہ سمجھا جائے گا. تو میری تجویز ہے کہ اگر 5 فروری تو ہر سال آتا ہے لیکن ہمیں اگریسو طریقے سے چاہیے کہ ہم اس مسئلے کو اٹھائیں اور چائنا کی مدد سے ہم سیکیورٹی کونسل کے اندر پھر کوشش کریں. مجھے اس بات کا پورا یقین ہے کہ سیکیورٹی کونسل کے اندر ہمارے وزیر اکرم صاحب بڑی تندہی کے ساتھ کام کر رہے ہیں. انہوں نے رائٹ آف سیلف ڈٹرمنیشن کی توثیق کرائی ہے اور اس کے بعد انہوں نے مزید بھی سٹیپ کیے ہیں, لیکن ہمیں اس میں مزید تندہی کی ضرورت ہے, مزید جو ہے اسٹرگل کی ضرورت ہے اور مزید جو ہے ڈپلومیٹک فرنٹ پر ہمیں کوشش کرنے کی ضرورت ہے. تو مجھے توقع ہے کہ پاکستان اور پاکستان کے عوام اور پاکستان کے ڈپلومیٹ اس مسئلے کے اندر کشمیریوں کی سپورٹ کریں گے کیونکہ کشمیری جو ہیں وہ نہتے ہیں. ہمیں جو ہے وہ ہمارے پاس اتنے وسائل نہیں کہ ہم خود سارا کیس جو ہے اس کو فائٹ کر سکیں اور اس کو دنیا پر اجاگر کر سکیں کیونکہ یہاں دنیا جو ہے مائٹ از رائٹ کی ہے اور 22 کروڑ لوگ جو ہیں پاکستان کے اگر وہ ہمارے ساتھ مل کر اس مسئلے میں کوشش کریں تو ہم اس میں کامیابی حاصل کر سکتے ہیں. اور میں ایک دفعہ پھر کونسل جنرل کا شکریہ ادا کرنا چاہتا ہوں اور پاکستان کے عوام کا شکریہ ادا کرنا چاہتا ہوں, پاکستان کے ملک کا شکریہ ادا کرنا چاہتا ہوں. میں پرائم منسٹر پاکستان کا شکریہ ادا کرنا چاہتا ہوں کہ انہوں نے بڑی دلیری کے ساتھ जनरल असम्बली के इजलास में कश्मीर पर अपनी राय का इजहार किया, पिछले साल भी किया, इससे पिछले साल भी किया, और उन्होंने कश्मीर के मसले को उजागर किया। तो मुझे तवक्को है कि अमेरिका के अंदर बसते हुए राजा रज़ाक हूँ या अली रशीद हूँ या महतरमा हूँ, कोई भी हूँ, हम सब मिलकर इस मसले को उजागर कर सकते हैं और इस मसले में आगे बढ़ा सकते हैं। ये हमारा जायज़ मसला है, हमारे 1.5 करोड़ कश्मीरियों की हक़ खुद इरादियत का मसला है, और जब तक कश्मीरी अवाम अपने हक़ खुद इरादियत के साथ ये मसला हल नहीं करते, अपने वोट के ज़रिए हल नहीं करते कि वो क्या चाहते हैं, उस वक्त तक ये मसला इंडिया जो है वो हमें दबा नहीं सकता, या इंडिया के दबाव के अंदर हम आ नहीं सकते। जो जुल्म और ज़्यादती इंडिया कर रहा है, हम उसकी मज़म्मत करते हैं, और इंशाअल्लाह ताला कश्मीरी जो है वो अली गिलानी के फ़लसफ़े के तहत अपने मसले को जारी रखेंगे, और तादम आज़ादी हम अपनी जदोजहद को जारी रखेंगे। अस्सलाम वालेकुम।
Inshallah. Thank you so much, Sardar Sahab. As I said, it's always such a pleasure interacting with you. Thank you for taking the time out. I know that you have not been well, but every time I have requested you, you have joined our webinars. I'm very grateful to you. Thank you also for your suggestions. They are valid, they are useful, and obviously more than 2,000 people followed the webinar today on our Facebook live. So your voice is going out to a lot of people heard, and I think it's always very useful and effective to do that. I want to thank Rima Rasool once again for being a part of this webinar, Saghir Sahab, Raja Sahab, all the other participants who were able to take the time out of their very busy schedules and be with us to commemorate Kashmir Solidarity Day, the day on which we reaffirm that we stand with our Kashmiri brothers and sisters, come what may. And a struggle or a cause is something that we need to talk about, and we need to reach out to as many people as possible. The government of Pakistan, the people of Pakistan, all the steps that we have been taking, every effort that we have made domestically, internationally, within the United Nations. I think different speakers referred to them and spoke about them. We remain committed to the resolution of this cause as per the wishes of the people of Kashmir. And inshallah, in the coming days, you will see more and more of these efforts from our part, as well as living here in the United States and in New York, where we have such a large diaspora, and people who are engaged and committed, people like Ali and several other organizations. Not everybody could be here because we had a certain time limit for this webinar, but we will continue to do these events, and hopefully once the virus is more under control, we will be able to meet in person, and we can do so much together as part of the diaspora, as part of the government, as part of Kashmiri leaders and activists. Thank you so much once again, and look forward to staying engaged and in touch with everyone. Pakistan, Paindabad.